Hello and welcome to the Looka webinar for today. We're just waiting a couple minutes just to get started. Hope everyone's having a great day so far. Yeah, my brand kit open here too. So anyone just joining in, feel free to open your brand kit and follow along. Or if you just want to watch, we're going to have the brand kit open the whole time and just doing some demos on here. Okay, again, welcome anyone who's joining. Sorry, we're just going to wait a couple more minutes to make sure everyone has a chance to get on. This is our very first live webinar. So I'm very excited and thank you for joining. And we're very open to any feedback you have afterward because we are fairly new to this. Okay, I'm going to get started. I have my screen open here, so welcome. Again, thanks everybody for joining. My name's Erin. I'm a product marketer here at Looka, and I'm joined by Andre here from the CS team, and he's going to be helping answer some questions later if we have some questions coming in. So we're going to be I'll give you a quick overview of what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be just going over the basics of the brand kit. So I'm going to do a little quick tour of the brand kit so we can kind of just get familiar with everything, get familiar with the assets that can be created on there. Then we're going to actually jump into editing a couple of designs. So go right into the brand kit editor and show you what you can do in there. And then we're going to answer some frequently asked questions, both from the community, anything that comes in, or we have some customer questions we get semi-frequently. So we've just noted those down so that we can cover them in this webinar. Okay, great. So I have my brand kit open here. My brand that I'm working on today is called Sunshine Coffee. I've just purchased this is what a premium brand kit would look like when you open it. And I know most of the people on here probably have purchased a brand kit, but I just want to go over what is the brand kit just to start. So the brand kit is a tool that gives you 300 plus branded templates that pull in your logo, your brand colors, and also fonts and images and copy, which you kind of set up when you're in the brand kit. So it basically gives you these branded templates that let you build marketing assets. So business cards, anything from like some online assets like social media files, and also email signatures to things like invoices and posters and flyers and things you might need to print as your business grows. So it gives you a lot of flexibility. It is a bit different from our actual, if you just bought the logo files from us, you would design your logo and then just download the files and they're all kind of ready to go. The brand kit is a little bit different in that it gives you the templates and then you choose which ones you want to customize and download. Your logo files are in here too, which we'll just cover when we get into the tour, but the brand kit actually allows you to get a little more custom with what you want. So you say like, today I need a business card. I'm going to go in, look at the designs, find what I want, customize it, then download it. So it's just that little bit, it's an extra step in a way, but it also just lets you be more flexible and custom. And when you have a brand kit subscription, you can just jump in here anytime you need anything and do those kinds of designs and edits. So that's just a basic of what the brand kit is. I'm going to start with the edit brand button here in the top right corner, because this I feel like is one of the most important things you should do if you get a brand kit, and even if you haven't started using it yet, it's a great idea just to not forget about this edit brand button. So I'm going to click on it right now, and it's a little setup tour for you that lets you, just takes you through a couple of questions, and it's going to make your designs in your brand kit more custom to your business. Apologies if I'm looking to the right a lot. I have my screen over here, so I'm just going to be looking back and forth a bit. Okay, so the first decision here is choose your pattern, which I'm going to be honest is not really that important of a step. Feel free to just pick one that you like, but it's not going to show up on all your designs, so don't worry about that. It's just kind of something that some designs might eventually pull in if we want like a pattern that's going to keep reappearing. The next step is much more important. It's choosing your font pair. So we include 2 fonts that you have to choose because one is a heading font and one is a body font. And what that basically means is when you're previewing on the right here, any of your designs, when they have like heading type copy on them, will appear in that first font. And then the body copy, so if you have like more details copy, like say in an invoice or a letterhead, when you're actually the actual text of the document, it's going to be in your body copy font. And so we've chosen a bunch of pairings here that just let you preview on the right. So some of them are sans serif fonts, some of them are serif fonts, some of them are a little bit bolder or fancier. So if you go through here and kind of think about your logo and what kinds of fonts kind of complement your logo, we get a lot of questions about can we have the exact fonts from our logo in the brand kit? And it's a little bit tricky because our logo maker includes a lot of fonts and some of them are not free to use beyond what when you purchase the logo, you can use it, but if you're using it beyond that, you might need a license. So what we've done here is kind of curated free Google fonts that can complement a wide variety of logos. And that's why when you pick your fonts in here, that will apply to all your brand kit designs. So I'm going to pick just this simple sans serif pairing because I feel like it goes well with my logo. And I'm going to click next. And the last screen here, I feel like some people might just skip over this saying like I'll add this later, but I want to stop here a minute because it is quite important to fill out at the very least your industry at the top here, or make sure it corresponds to the industry you're actually in if you didn't fill it in maybe in the logo onboarding process, because the industry is what's going to be used to pull in all the stock imagery for your designs. And it's also going to pull in some custom copy to give you ideas of like what to use in your industry. So we're going to kind of come back to this, I think, a little bit later. But if you say I'm even changing this right now to coffee shop, you can see if I type in coffee, there's going to be suggestions here. So I could change it to coffee shop. I know personally from using the brand kit, I actually prefer the stock images that come through when I just choose coffee generally. So I'm going to do that. So you can play around, like say you're a fitness business and you want to say fitness, but you might be more fitness apparel. You might be more on the health side. You can pick the industry that feels the most right to you, knowing that you can come back if you need to like tweak a little bit and pick something that might pull in slightly different images for you. Okay, we're also going to type in a name field here. Tina Linda is like my alter ego here for the brand kit. And feel free to fill out any other details here. Okay, these are auto-filling for me. And as much information as you want here. So let's do that. Okay. All right, I'm just going to make sure that's saved. Toronto. Finish. And there we go. That's it. That's setting up your brand. It's going to do a lot for the designs that come out and generate there. So highly recommend you do that. Okay. Next, I'm going to just jump into a little tour of the brand kit just to show you what's available on the left-hand side here on this left menu. We actually recently redesigned our brand kit to be a little more user-friendly. Sometimes when you log in and see all the things you could create at once, it was a little overwhelming. So we've tried to organize it now into different sections. So you have your logo files, and then you have some of these other areas down here, which we're just quickly will go through. So I'm just going to start at logo files. It's pretty self-explanatory. If you ever need to download your files again, say you just couldn't remember where you put the file download or you never downloaded them to begin with, I would recommend just downloading them from here. It's going to be a zip file, and then you can just unzip it and save it to your desktop, and then you always have your logo files in all the formats you need. You can also do any upgrades from this section as well. Next is website. I'm just going to touch on this super briefly. Websites are actually a new offering for us, and our websites pull in, again, your logo, your brand colors, your fonts, and they kind of have these branded website templates available for you. This is kind of a whole other section that we hope to do some more help content on soon. But for now, I'm just going to say that if you have a Brand Kit subscription, even if you haven't purchased the Brand Kit Plus web subscription, feel free to come in here and play around. You can edit your site, you can preview your site, you can actually do all those things without having to purchase. It's only when you go to publish that you're going to be prompted to upgrade. So if you want to play around or just compare us to other website builders, that's something you can do with any Brand Kit subscription. Okay, so next up is Print Shop, which is also a new offering. And we've partnered with Zazzle, which is a third-party printing company. And we've actually just imported your logo in here. So if you click on any of these categories, it will take you to the Zazzle site, and your logo will be pre-populated onto some different assets. So you can do mugs, t-shirts, stickers. We're going to be expanding this a little bit in the coming months. I just wanted to give you a quick overview here too. This is kind of a future thing you might want to do with your business. So that's just tied in here for convenience. Next up, we have our social media kit. Now this is kind of where we get into the meat of the brand kit and some of the really cool stuff you can do. So social profiles and covers are what you can use to like brand your social profiles. And then social posts is where we are constantly adding new designs. And that's where you can create posts for Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. They're sized exactly to what you need on those platforms. And they're going to bring in the custom copy and photos. So you can always kind of have new photo ideas. Every time you log into your brand kit, this is a little FYI, some of the photos do update because, again, when you pick that category of business you're in, we're pulling from Unsplash, a stock photo site. So every time you open it up, you're going to see new photos. On that note, I would, if you're just browsing the brand kit for the first time, say I wanted to browse some Twitter posts. If you're just doing some browsing around and you see a design you really like, and you think like, oh, I really like that design, I really like those images, just feel free to click on it. And it's going to open up the brand kit editor, but you don't need to necessarily make any edits at that point. I just say to click on it because if you click on a design, it's going to automatically save it for you, which I'll show you where to find that in a minute. So I always recommend that to people if they're just doing like a first look at the brand kit and they're like, I'm not ready to do any designs yet. But if you're looking and you see stuff you like, it's kind of a good idea to just save it for later because then you're going to be automatically inspired and have a starting point for later. Just going to open that. So at the top of any asset you click on, so Twitter posts is what we're in now, that's where you're going to see this Made For You tab, and that's going to be all the generated designs that you see coming up. Again, with sometimes different photos coming in each time when it refreshes. And then you're going to see saved designs. And saved designs are the things you click on, or if you've like worked on something and downloaded it, it's going to just automatically save here. So again, I just clicked this one because I liked it when I saw it, and now it's saved here for later. And I can just click into it to edit it later. So that's the nice thing about saved designs. It's kind of just like a bookmarking of all your favorite or worked on designs from that category. Okay, moving on to business cards. Definitely one of the first things like people seem to create when they're in the brand kit, which makes a lot of sense. Our brand kit, again, generates up to 30 different designs for you, and you're gonna see, oh, sorry, I'm in Saved Designs. I'm gonna switch back to Made For You. You're gonna see the side of the card that has your contact information on it. So I know obviously there's two sides to the business card. When you click into any of these business card options, you're going to see the other side of the card because again, it's going to bring you into the brand kit editor. It's going to show you both sides of that card. And you can make edits to the card, or if it's looking good as is, because again, if you've done that edit brand button and you pulled in all your information and everything looks good and you like the colors, and again, see page 2 here is the front of your card. If you like everything here, you can just go ahead and export it into a PDF. Just looks like this. Or if you want to make some changes, it's really easy to do so in the editor. I'll just make a couple changes here, and then we're going to go into another design later and do some more custom editing. So say I didn't want this bright of a color on the front. I just wanted to keep it simple, keep it white. Just click on the background color here, and you'll see this fill. Anytime you kind of click on a color or background, you'll see fill. And when you click that, it opens up a color palette for you. And it pulls in what you've used in the document. Or you can put in a custom color up here, or you can just play around with the colors. So super easy to do color editing. And then if you need to do some font edits as well, just click into the text box. Just as easy as making some edits, moving stuff around. And when you download, you can just look at the PDF too to make sure that everything looks the way you want it to. Okay, I'm going to hop back into the full brand kit here. Okay, so we've covered just briefly social media kit, business cards, email signatures is next. This one works a little bit differently, this section, because it actually allows you to just filter through different colors at the top here. And then that's going to change some of the lines and social icons on the bottom here. And then you can just click get this signature, and that's going to copy it, as you can see there. And then you can copy it into your email program of choice. We have some help articles on this because different email programs work a little bit differently. But that's how the email signature section, in a nutshell, works. It's very simple. Next up, we have business documents. So we have letterheads, brand guidelines, invoices, presentations, and proposals. And last, we have marketing, which is really like a treasure trove of assets you can create here. We have everything from ads for different social platforms, posters, flyers, which can be like multi-page flyers, cards, blog banners, newsletters, brochures, again, which can be kind of multi-page, and invitations. So I know it's a little overwhelming at first, but we're going to just go into posters. That'd be kind of a cool thing to create a poster today, because I can show you a little bit more of what you can do in the editor. If anyone has any questions so far, feel free to put them in our chat. I can address them as I go, or we can talk about them at the end. Okay, so I'm going to filter down here. One other tip, something we've just added to the brand kit. If you click on a design category and you kind of feel like, oh, the colors are a little bright here, like I know this color is coming from my logo, but I feel like these colors are a little loud, or just I would like to see something different. We actually just added this change colors toggle in the right here. So if you go to the right of your designs and click on this little color wheel, you can actually change your palette. You'll still be pulling from your logo, but it's going to just pull in some different primary colors for your designs. So I'm just going to click this top one, and it's going to reload for me here. And then it'll be the lighter pink color for my logo, which might just feel a little better to me in the brand. So I know sometimes people use very bright colors for their word mark, and then it can feel like, oh, it's pulling into the brand kit. It can feel maybe not like what you want for all your assets. That's just a quick tip there, is to go to this change colors toggle and try to change your palette and see if that gets you some designs you like maybe a little bit more. So I'm going to just scroll down. I have a design I know I like in here, and it is this circle one. I'm going to open it. It's also great to remember sometimes people may feel overwhelmed when they open the designs that are created. Like they might be just like, this is too much. And As a non-designer, I can totally relate to that. It can feel a little overwhelming to come into a design and be like, I don't know if I like any of these. So what I think it's really good to remember is you're kind of looking for the sort of bones of the design first, because you can do so many customizations in here, like changing colors, changing fonts, changing images. You kind of have to remember, okay, and I can remove anything I want and I can add anything in. So if you're designing a poster in this example, say I just know I need a poster that is going to have, a certain amount of information on it. I'm creating a poster for a coffee membership program. I needed to have some text on it, not a ton. I wanted to have some really nice images. And yeah, I feel like the circle theme goes with my brand because I'm a coffee shop. So like coffee mugs and stuff are circular. I don't know, just so based on those factors of what I need, I can pick something that is a good starting point. And from here, it's very easy to customize. So our hope is obviously that you find some designs you really love on first glance, but I think it's good to remember sometimes if you're like, oh, this design's too busy, I like it, but this design's too busy, or I like it, but I don't like the color. Super easy to change and make it your own, which we're going to show you how to do right now. Okay. So I'm starting with this poster. I do really like this background color now. I know we changed it, but I think I'm just going to do a white background because I'm going to print this, and printing on white background is just easier. So again, I'm going to click on the whole thing so I can click on that background color, click this fill button, and click a white background. That's going to change it for me here. Another tip here is that your logo, if it has a colored background, it's going to pull in to the brand kit sometimes with that colored background. When I had this on this poster was on the pink, you didn't really notice that it had a box. The logo had a box around it. But now we have it on a white background. It is a little boxy. So say I want to take away that box, super easy. Just click on the logo, click delete, and that's going to leave just the word mark, which is just what I want. It's kind of like the logo is on a transparent background now, so I can move it around, I can adjust the size, and that's just what I want. Now I'm going to edit some text. I notice the text is running into the circle a little bit here. I'm just going to center it and move it around. I'm going to say, sign up for our membership program. Actually, I'm going to say our monthly coffee program. Okay, so we have a menu here we can center things with, or left align or right align. When I click out, I can see what it looks like, and then I can actually move it around here, and you'll see some sort of dotted lines appear in the editor, and that will just help you align the text. So if you kind of want to align it more center, look for a center line to appear. There it is. That will just help you make sure that your alignment is right. Okay. I want to change some imagery now. I'm going to keep that text down there. I'm just going to move this website text down here. I might center this as well so it is similar to the above text. Down a bit. Okay, and now I want to change the images, which is the fun part here. So to change an image, I just click on it, and then you'll see in the left menu here, it says replace image. And you can either upload your own, or you can go to Unsplash, which again is our stock image site. And this is where you can search for anything you want. I'm just going to obviously search coffee because that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for drip coffee because that's what's in the monthly membership program. I choose one I like and click add. It's going to bring it right into the brand kit, and I can drag it around a little bit to just position it to how I want. And I would recommend just doing that and then clicking apply image. And that is looking good. I'm going to do the same down here. I'm going to click replace image again. I'm going to go to Unsplash. And this time I'm looking for a person drinking coffee. Really, I've searched for before. And yeah, a person in a coffee shop drinking coffee is basically what I'm looking for. Okay, again, I can kind of move this around to the place I want and then click apply. And there we go. There's our poster. I might want to make a couple more changes here. I'm liking it, but I think it could use a little more color. So I'm going to go to the bottom again here and kind of click on this Sunshine Coffee text. I'm actually going to go here and add like an extension, Coffee Club. Again, click our fill button, our trusty fill button, and find the color, coral color again to add. I also think I might want to add the color to these rings around the photos. So again, we could do here, click on whatever element you want to edit. And then in this case, I'm going to click this stroke button and I'm going to change the color again. And that's going to add an outside ring here. If I click on this outside other ring, I can do that too. So I can actually just go stroke here. There we go. Sometimes you might find an element and you're like, I don't know how to change that. So just kind of keep clicking around because it can, that's the best way to learn, I'm finding. Okay, so then we can click this outside one again. Change that. Okay. Again, I really like how that's looking. It adds a little pop of color. I have some visual hierarchy. I can probably move this text around a little bit more. I'm not sure I sold on the positioning of this. So you can, again, just move it around. There's the line I'm looking for. Okay. Then when you're ready, you can click export. And again, that'll turn it into a PDF for you that's ready to print. Or say you just need a download and you're going to be using it somewhere else. A question we get a lot, I'm going to jump into a bit of an FAQ here, is how to duplicate designs, or can you duplicate a design you've worked on? So say I've worked semi-hard on this. I want to keep it for another use case down the road. I'm going to just go back to the brand kit for a second. And we're in posters. Again, I'm going to go to that saved designs tab in the top of the assets. So again, we're in posters. I'm going to go save designs, and we're going to see the design I just made is here. Clearly, I've made this design before too, but I'm going to see the design here. So the first way, say I was like, okay, I want to make this design again, but for a different use. So I want the same layout and colors, but I want different text and images. I could just click that save design again, and it'll take me back into the editor, and I can just change up the copy and images and anything else. But doing that does save over this design I just did. So if I still want to keep the original, we are working on a feature for this because we know it's a big ask. But if you want to do it, there is a way. So I'm going to show you that way right now. I'm going to go back into the editor. And yeah, so this is the nice poster I just made, but say I'm coming back, I want to do something else. You'll see two little buttons in the right here, a add new page and a clone page. So this is, again, if you're making like multi-page assets in the brand kit, you can easily add them here. But for this purpose, I'm just going to clone the page, and that's going to add a page 2 here. I will click back on page 1 and just modify that. So say I want this for a like a new location that's opening, something like that. I'm just going to make a quick change here and pretend that I've made a lot more changes. What you can do now is when you export, you can click, instead of doing all pages, just go to page 1 here, export that, and then just your new design will export. But it'll keep a history of your other design, and say you wanted to use it again, it'll keep another history. So that's just a quick workaround for how you can keep duplicating and keep iterating on the same design without losing it, is to add pages and clone pages in the right, and then again, just export only the pages you need. If anyone else has FAQs at this time, please jump in. Otherwise, I'm going to tackle a few more that we've gotten from customers in the past. Okay, I'm going to jump back in here. So a couple questions we get a lot is ones that I just covered, how we reuse designs. So we covered that, and same with how do I save designs. Again, it's easier than you think. It auto saves for you when you're working on a design. And if you click on a design in the brand kit, it's just gonna, sorry about this, it's just gonna auto save it for you. So again, if you see things you like when you're browsing around, click on them and they're gonna be there for you later in the Saved Designs tab. The other one we get is something else we covered earlier is how do I see custom copy images for my industry, or how do I change the images I'm seeing on my brand kit assets? And to review that quickly, all you have to do is go to Edit Brand here and go to this Enter Your Info page and change your industry up here. Doing that, and then you're then just go back into a design category, and that's going to reload those assets and show you different images. So make sure you have that there, and that's a very simple fix. Again, you can go into any asset and change the image. It's pretty easy to do. You can change the image and just do your own search in Unsplash to find exactly what you need. But if generally you just want to see some suggestions, that's a good way to do it. Okay, how do I find my brand colors? We get this question a lot, and it's something that's included in your logo download, but I'm actually going to show you a preferred way that I like to find brand colors in the brand kit. So how you can do that is go to this business docs section and click brand guidelines. I'm going to go back to this made for you section. And you can click on any one of these brand guidelines. So these brand guidelines docs are compiled from your logo and your brand colors. So it's going to give you a kind of put together, polished doc of how to follow, how to stay consistent with your brand. So I'm going to click on the second one here. This might just take a moment to open in the editor because it's a bigger document. But yeah, there are sometimes, if you're new to design, you might be wondering what a brand guidelines is. But basically, yeah, it's just getting it downloaded, and then you can see and rifle through all of the pages. And you can see it shows you how to use your logo, how to use the versions of your logo, and brand colors. I just saw a question come in about the website, so I'm going to just address that in a moment after I just review these brand colors. Okay, so I'm going to go to the page that has my brand colors on it. For some reason, it is not loading for me right now, so I'm just going to go export. So it's page 6. I can see that has my brand colors on it. And if I export that, just page 6, oh, sorry, there it's popping up. So I'm just going to show it to you here. It has all your brand colors on it and kind of a nice presentation, so you can actually see the colors. So you can export that page, just press page 6, export, and then you'll get this in a PDF. And then I just recommend bringing this PDF into your logo files, the logo folder you've saved on your desktop, and then you always have quick access to your brand colors, and you know which ones are which. Instead of just getting a list of the hex codes, which can sometimes, obviously, you don't know which one's which. So this is a handy little thing. So that's why I always recommend people grab your brand colors from the brand guidelines section of the brand kit. Even if you have them in your logo doc, this is just a little bit of a nicer way to see them. Okay, so thank you for your comment. I have a question here is about the website. If I design my website, how can I import to my business page? I'm going to turn Andre on here, but I'm going to ask a clarifying question first is, do you have a domain already? Because we do have some Help Center articles on this. It's a little bit of a complex topic to cover, but if you already have a domain and you've built your website on Looka, there is a way you can connect your existing domain to the website you build. It just requires, it's a little bit technical, it requires some back-end help. So you can contact our CS team if you need help doing that. And okay, great, you do have a domain. So I'm going to send, actually, we'll send you an article. We'll send you our help article on the topic. But if you contact support, just that blue chat bubble in the corner of your screen, they can also help you with this, because it's a little multi-step, but it's definitely possible. So yes, you can do that. I hope that's helpful. Sorry to not be able to walk you through it on this webinar.
Yeah, I just wanted to chime in here. Just feel free to reach out to us in CS. We'll help you happily at any time. I'll also post in the chat a link to the help article, so in case you want to get started there. And you can also contact CS directly from that article, and we'll be able to just guide you through it step by step. No problem.
Great. Thanks, Andre. Okay. Just getting back, if there are any other questions, we're going to wrap up in a few minutes, so please just put them in the chat. Thank you for your questions. I'm going to just run through if there are any other questions. One big one, again, that we get, I'm just going to switch back to Brand Kit Home here. Oh, and my computer appears to be frozen. Oh, nope, it's not. Okay, back to the Brand Kit. And people ask, can you edit your logo and then see the designs in the Brand Kit? So the answer is yes. If you're editing the logo again in our logo maker, you can easily do that, and then your Brand Kit will update with that new logo or the updated logo that you have. So all you have to do is click Edit Logo here at the top of your Brand Kit, and that's going to take you into the logo maker. And it's going to show you the logo you have currently. And then say I want to change colors, I wanted to change the background, I want to change the layout a little bit. I can do that. And then I just click this Save and Download button. And then I toggle back into my Brand Kit. And when I do that, I'm not going to make changes to my logo right now. But if you do, like say I just picked one of these variations, changed it, clicked Save and Download, then I would just toggle back into my Brand Kit, and the new logo, the updated logo would be there. So it's very simple to do. It's kind of a nice feature. If you have any qualms, I guess, about your logo, if you're using it for a while and you're like, I just want to change this one thing, it's easy to do and it doesn't affect your Brand Kit. The one caveat I'll add to that is if you have a logo and then you edit it outside of our logo maker, like say you send it to a designer to make some tweaks, or you asked our CS team maybe to add like a registered trademark or something, that's a bit different because you can still use that logo in the Brand Kit, but it doesn't automatically transport in because you've made customizations outside of the logo maker. It doesn't carry it straight in. There is another way you can still use it, and just by importing your logo as an image. But for the most part, I know people asking this aren't often doing that. They just want to make a change in the logo maker, and that is totally possible and easy to do. Okay, how do I change colors on my designs? We did go over that, but just a reminder that if you're in, we're going to just go back to Social Media Kit and Social Posts. Click on a design category here. Just remember this little color wheel to the right of your generated designs. Change colors. And again, this will allow you to just change your color palette. We don't have a ton of options. We try to keep it in your brand colors. So we try to keep it simple so that you can't go kind of crazy with other colors. But yeah, that's a great way to just like change what you're seeing in your generated designs. And then when you get into a design, simply click whatever color you want to change, be that text or a background, and you'll get that fill button in the editor, and that's how you change it there. I think those are all the questions. If anybody has anything else, please add it here. Even if we don't get to it, we'll have it for future webinars. So it's very useful to us. And yeah, thank you so much for joining today. We hope to send you more info about the Brand Kit. Again, we're going to hopefully do some website content soon as well. And thanks so much for joining today. See you later.